Right now, somewhere in the world, a crow is watching you. Not randomly, not accidentally. It has been watching you specifically, your face, your walk, your habits, and it has been doing so for weeks, and it has formed an opinion. This sounds like something you would read in a children's book. It is not. It is one of the most documented and repeatedly confirmed findings in animal cognition research. Crows recognize individual human faces. They remember them for years. They communicate information about specific humans to other crows who have never met you. And critically, they evaluate you. They decide whether you are safe or dangerous, generous or threatening, worth approaching or worth avoiding. The question most people never ask is what exactly is going on in that evaluation? What does a crow or a dog or an elephant or an octopus actually think when it looks at a human being? Stay with me, because the answer is stranger and more specific than you have been told. Let's start with what we know for certain. Animals do not perceive humans the way they perceive other animals. This sounds obvious, but the implications are not. Most prey animals have a genetically encoded threat response to large predators, specific silhouettes, specific movement patterns, specific smells. The response is automatic, ancient, and extremely fast. Humans do not fit any of these templates cleanly. We are the wrong shape for a predator. Too upright, too slow, no claws, no obvious weapons, no predator scent. We move strangely. We make sounds that don't fit any natural category. We carry objects that have no equivalent in the animal world. To most animals, encountering a human for the first time, we register as a category error, not dangerous in the way danger is supposed to look, not prey in the way prey is supposed to look, something else entirely. And something else is the most alarming category an animal nervous system can produce. This is why animals that have never encountered humans before often show a response that looks like confusion rather than fear. They don't run immediately. They stare, they approach cautiously. They try to categorize something their entire evolutionary history gave them no template for. But here is where it gets genuinely interesting, because what happens next depends entirely on what the human does. Animals are extraordinarily fast learners when it comes to updating their threat assessments, and the data they collect about humans is extremely specific. Dogs have developed the ability to read human emotional states with a precision that researchers are still trying to fully map. A dog does not just detect that you are upset, it detects the specific type of upset, whether you are fearful, angry, sad, or anxious, and it responds differently to each one. This is not training. Dogs raised in isolation from humans still show this ability to some degree. It appears to be the product of thousands of years of dogs evolving specifically to read human internal states. Horses do something even more striking. They remember human facial expressions. Studies have shown that a horse shown a photograph of an angry human face will subsequently show a stress response when it meets that person in real life, even if the person is now calm and smiling. The horse looked at a photograph, stored the information, and used it to evaluate a living person hours or days later. What this means is that these animals are not just reacting to what you are doing right now. They are building a model of you, a representation that includes your history, your patterns, your emotional tendencies, your reliability. They are, in a meaningful sense, thinking about you. Now here is the part that most people find genuinely surprising. Many animals appear to have something that functions like a moral evaluation of humans, not morality in the philosophical sense, but a consistent assessment of whether a specific human can be trusted, whether they follow through on what their behavior implies, whether their emotional signals match their actions, whether they are predictable in ways that make interaction safe. Elephants have been documented distinguishing between human groups based on historical behavior. Communities that have hunted elephants are treated with lasting fear and aggression, not just by individual elephants who experienced the hunting, but by younger elephants who learned it socially. They are not reacting to danger in the present. They are passing down a cultural assessment of a specific type of human. Ravens have been shown to understand when a human is watching them versus when a human's attention is elsewhere, and they change their behavior accordingly. They are not just monitoring human bodies. They are modeling human minds, tracking where your attention is directed, understanding that you have a perspective that is different from their own. This is called theory of mind, and it means the raven is not thinking about you as an object. It is thinking about you as a subject, a mind with its own point of view, a mind that can be fooled, distracted, or deceived. You are, in the Raven's cognitive model, a thinking thing. And here is what all of this points toward. The animals that live closest to humans, dogs, crows, horses, elephants, certain primates, have developed something that goes beyond simple threat assessment or resource tracking. They have developed a model of humans as a category of mind, not human minds, not animal minds, a specific type of mind with specific properties, predictable in certain ways, unpredictable in others, capable of generosity and violence, responsive to certain signals, confused by others. A dog that has lived with humans for years does not think of you as a large, strange animal. It thinks of you as a human, a specific kind of being with a specific set of characteristics that it has learned to navigate, predict, and in some cases, manipulate. When your dog brings you a toy when you are sad, it is not doing something random. It is applying a model of your psychology that it has built over years of careful observation. When the crow on your street tilts its head and watches you pass, it is running an assessment based on data it has been collecting since the first time it saw you. When the horse in a new stable reads your face and decides in the first 30 seconds whether it trusts you, it is using a cognitive system specifically evolved to evaluate human reliability. They are thinking about us, specifically, individually, with more sophistication than most of us have ever imagined. The question is not whether animals think about humans. The question is whether we deserve the assessment they have made of us. If you want to know, you know what to do.